Okay, so who would win in a battle, Rambo or John Wick? So yeah, Rambo is, both characters are basically the probably some of the strongest humans in probably fiction. So we're gonna talk about Rambo first. So John Rambo in his movies. Okay, we're gonna be using Rambo at his peak, not 70. Even Rambo in 70, when he's like 72, he's like able to, you know, he's still pretty strong. So, in Rambo, the 2008 version, I think he defeated a Burmese soldier with one Mercedes slash, sliced the head in half of one meat cleaver, broken a wooden pillar by stabbing it, can trade bows with those capable of harming him. Many pistols and carbines can easily reach this level. Up to building over weapons, collapse the entire farm field of explosives, but again, he probably won't have these. He called the Grand Slam bomb, which basically, took out million Cuban feet, you you know. But yeah, he has a lot of his weapons here. So we're gonna have he has all of his weapons. So his knives, his bows, his pistols, his machine guns, rifles, shotguns, grenades, rocket launchers, vehicles, and other weapons as well. Oh yeah, he does have his bombs. He'll have all of his bombs, basically all of his weapons. John Wick will have all of his weapons available to him in his series. And yeah, superhuman briefly managed to outrun a helicopter as evaded gunshots for a police officer and a Vietnamese soldier. He has also, outpaced many troops that try and their dogs used to track him down. Managed to get out of a main battle tank was about to cross him despite being wounded in the leg. Subsonic outran gunfire and supersonic attack speed of some other guns he used. He's capable of snapping, of course, necks and there up the crash center vehicles, basically here, wall crash and higher with weapons and vehicles, of course. Weapons and vehicles. Their ability is wallable, can survive falls, exposes high caliber round that can blow several human rims and penetrate through thick metal up to small building level, plus with vehicles. John Wick would probably be the same thing too with vehicles, basically, because John Wick can probably pilot vehicles as well, like tanks and stuff. I won't be surprised if he is. If he can. Now we talk about John Wick. John Wick is again just like with Rambo. He's the same level wall. He's basically also level 2. He effortlessly snapped the man's neck, and with a single karate chop, defeated a trained hitman while injured and handcuffed. Could kill 3 men with a pencil. So, he fought with multiple armed high table soldiers. Yeah, and I remember the pencil scene. That's pretty funny. That's like the classic scene. Higher with firearms and vehicles, of course. Can penetrate armor. Basically, he said having armor can slug off multiple hits of handguns as well. Athletic human capable of moving out of cowl modes before firing at the legs. Superhero combat speed basically can throw punches at 14 kilometers in supersonic with attack speed. Here, and yeah, PQ can grapple with heavyweight characters. And the thing is, the John Wick series is still not complete yet, so I believe we still have a fourth and a fifth movie, and I believe the fifth movie is supposed to end the series. Basically, it's supposed to end the series essentially. Their stamina very high. Both characters have gifted intelligence. Both characters, he was a successful hitman. John Wick was a successful hitman marine who immensely skilled to fight arms in melee combat. As a professional assassin, John is highly proficient in taking out, devising, and performing killings, and especially cautious. Is basically conscious in battle decisions, making use of the environment weapons held by dead enemies, and even pencils. So John Wick can he used a freaking pencil to. Let's not forget the feat where he used the pencil to kill 3 guys. You know, he's like he also we haven't really seen John Wick deal with tanks like in Rambo. I think Rambo would win in this battle because John Wick hasn't really shown he hasn't really dealt with vehicles like tanks. Rambo was defeating was like destroying all like these tanks easily. Like these tanks. Well, he was like destroying all these tanks and stuff, and and it goes to standard weapons are basically just his weapons, some forms of explosives, knives, bulletproof suits. So John Wick has a bulletproof suit, vehicles, and various improvised weapons such as a pencil, belt, and a book. You know, as well, and then we have, also John Rambo is a survival expert in almost any terrain. So both characters are expert in like survival, expert in guerrilla warfare. Yeah, basically this would be John Wick's worst nightmare essentially because he's an expert in enemy terrain, which includes cities. So it doesn't really matter what location it is, there, and all Rambo really has to do is catch him by surprise. Basically, he's able to camouflage himself, create weaponry, and nurse his own wounds. He's also expert of various war machines as well. But let's just exclude vehicles because that would be too unfair. Because let's just do it like in a city, or something like that, or an area without like any military vehicles. Because vehicles are only found in like military areas and stuff. So let's just say the only transportation you can use is cars, or just in a building that they can only have access to like grenades and stuff. It's basically who would outsmart who. So both characters are basically but Rambo would be pretty hard to find. John Wick also makes his use of his environment as well, but but Rambo would be a whole new opponent. He would be like hiding and he would be like camouflaging the buildings and stuff. Like in Rambo 1, he would be like camouflaging and hiding and finding, ambushing him and attacking him as much as possible. And John Wick would probably lose because, Rambo is a survival expert. He in almost any terrain, especially in jungles and dense forests. If John Wick and Rambo found a forest, Rambo would probably win because Rambo knows the forest like it's the book, basically. Rambo is also an expert in guerrilla warfare. He's able to camouflage himself, create improvised weaponry, and nurse his own wounds. He's also an expert in various types of war machines as well, basically. And both characters can speak several languages and are skilled to hand-to-hand combat. So if it was a hand-to-hand combat, if we're talking about old man Rambo would probably lose. If we're talking about Rambo from Rambo 5, basically. But and also Rambo has his bombs, basically, which he can put down around in the building, which could destroy a building if they're fighting a building, and Rambo would probably be able to escape or something like that. John Wick would probably escape too. I think if it was like it really depends on the environment. If it was in the area like for example jungle or forest, Rambo is trained to basically fight in these areas. John Wick has only been seen fighting like cities and urban areas. So if we're talking about a city or urban area, John Wick might actually win in a battle. But even then, Rambo is still a master at guerrilla warfare and stuff. He could hide in vents and stuff. Hide in like tight spaces. Basically attack him. From above or from behind. He can camouflage with the building, depending on what color the building is. And this battle can go many ways, but I think Rambo has the most chance of winning over John Wick. And that's basically it about this battle here. And I'm surprised, Death Battle hasn't done this yet here. I think I think a more fitting battle for John Wick would be The guy from Die Hard, John McCree. I don't know. Is it? I gotta see. Oh no, John McClane, the guy from Battlefield. You know, Die Hard, not Garfield. The guy from Die Hard, I think, would be a much more fitting match for John Wick. But yeah, that was like one of the big things they put on the infographic. So, and yeah, that's basically it. Goodbye.